Go.
Okay. As many of you may know, right now there is a national crisis in the state of Wisconsin. Governor Scott Walker has proposed a bill that would require public workers to pay for 12.6% of their health benefits, half of their pension, and it would destroy the right to collectively bargain for base wages. This means that they will have lower wages and no opportunity to increase them in the near future. Unions conceded to the cause, but not to the elimination of collective bargaining. Before the vote, 14 Democratic state senators left Wisconsin. Now, Wisconsin requires 20 senators be present for any change in fiscal policy. Right now, there are 19 Republican state senators staying in the state. Although recently, as in the last 2 days, one of those senators had said he will not vote for the bill. Starting on February 15th, thousands went to the Capitol to protest for collective bargaining, not against it. Since then, there have been school closings, and at one time, 100,000 protesters were present at the Capitol. But what is collective bargaining? Why does it matter? Why are they fighting? Collective bargaining is what powers unions. It is the right to use the strength of united workers to negotiate with an employer. The problem that I have with this whole situation is that Walker is claiming that collective bargaining is a right that these workers shouldn't have because of this deficit in the budget. Now, the thing with that is collective bargaining has nothing to do with the budget. It only has to do with what unions can do to power themselves. Even Obama, who usually stays away from state rights, said that taking away collective bargaining seems like more of an It seems like more of an assault on unions than something about fiscal reform. A friend of mine goes to the University of Wisconsin in Madison. They have a different view on it there. She says that the bill takes away a lot of funding from the school, and on top of that, and I actually read this part in the bill, it's very interesting, the collective bargaining for employees of UW is entirely gone. They can't bargain on anything. So in that sense, the teachers and TAs and anybody working there have no control over anything with their employer unless it's on a person-to-person basis. Now, the TAs especially have a bad situation there because TAs at UW have what Irene was just talking about, where normally if you are a TA, you're supposed to be given some sort of compensation out of your tuition. The person in her example did not have it. But at UW they have full compensation, and the problem with collective bargaining is that they would get all of that taken away if they didn't have any sort of union to protect it. The bill goes through, the UW chancellor said that they may have to break away from all their branch schools and from any state funding just to maintain the quality of school that they have right now. But why do we care? We don't go to the University of Wisconsin. In fact, why do I care? Well, as I told you in my last speech, my parents are union people. I'm a union person. I was born into unions. My parents worked for the AFL-CIO, AFSCME, Unite, Change to Win. Name a union they've worked for, and I probably know more names of unions than I do of people in this room. I know, harsh. I also have been politically active in my short teenage life. I volunteered for local, state, and national campaigns. I followed politician after politician, hoping for an advocate for justice. But one thing that I found through these experiences is that blue-collar workers often go unnoticed. Sure, politicians have a lot of talk. They say that they're looking out for the common worker, but when it comes to actual policy being created, that disagrees with their campaigns. I see that workers don't have the resources or influence to make things happen for themselves, and that alone their power is nothing, but a union allows for more. But once again, why do you care? You live in Pennsylvania for the most part. We all go to school in Pennsylvania, and it's likely that even if you didn't live in Pennsylvania before, now that you've gone to Penn State, you'll decide this is the place to be. We won't live in Wisconsin, work in Wisconsin, and many of us won't even necessarily ever visit Wisconsin. I don't really see a big draw to go there. But according to publicsectorinc.org, in 2010, 17% of the workforce was employed in the public sector. While many of us will not live and work in Wisconsin, it's fair to assume that most of us will at least at some time in our life be involved in a public sector job. This bill sets a precedent, and many other states will draft similar bills powered by anti-union majorities. Even now, bills are being drafted in Ohio, Tennessee, and Indiana. This could affect public sector policy around the country. After success in Egypt, many Americans are empowered to use their democracy that we've earned to fight important issues. Protests are succeeding around the world. and people are fighting the government for rights that they think that they need. If ever there is a right place and a right time to fight for labor justice, then it is now, being a student at a university, surrounded by a recession, but looking forward to build ourselves a better future. Thank you.